all good. All right, and we're about ready to get set for this second half of play. Let's see if they can continue the momentum on defense here. They're going to start by kicking off. They have a 24-5 lead, but game left to be played. Some good tackling here today. Minus that breakaway run for Westfield, the Ravens have been pretty sound on defense. Nate DeRolf, J.J. Kissick, and Jacob Rowley. Some secure tacklers over here as they're set to kick off. Kick is up. Looks like it might be going out of bounds, and it does. It goes straight out of bounds. So we'll have a scrum down at the 50 to Westfield. Westfield starting with good field position here in this half. Westfield down 19, but if they can start clawing back here and get some. Arabians will start on defense. Let's see what they can do here. Some subs on the field for the Arabians. Rainan is in the game, as well as Will Poley, as they're going to try and get some fresh legs out in this field. They wrap it around Westfield now. Bring it to the near side of the field. Jacob Rowley makes the tackle. Westfield trying to get a good run going. Short sounded like they ripped there on that. And Westfield getting their offense stopped down by Reese Davis and Jacob McKinley. And the forwards once again trying to attack. Garrett Peterson stops that one. Ravens defense bringing Colton Johnson fighting through the forearm. Owen Skinner makes a hit there with Jacob McKinley as they chop him down. And now another big hit there. J.J. Kissick. And that'll be a roll away there maybe. Now that kick into touch. Short kick only advances about 10 meters, but we'll have a line out to Westfield as they try and continue to move the ball down the field. So Westfield now getting set. Some last words for the thrower here as they look to see. They give a pause. Ball is up. Contested by the Arabians. Arabians have it. Nope. It bounces right back. And now the Arabians secure the ball. Owen Skinner secures that one. J.J. Kissick pops it out to Jacob McKinley. Jacob McKinley stiff arming. He goes down. Nico White now swings it out. High pass to Nate DeRolf. Nate DeRolf chips it past the defense. Takes a good bounce. Ball dies on the spot. Isaac Pimentel picks it up. Arabians are on the move now at the Westfield 40. Nico White swings the ball out. J.J. Kissick now has it, moving towards the sideline. J.J. Kissick pops it out to Colton Johnson. Colton Johnson on the move. Big run there. And he is brought down around the 22. Nico White gets it stopped in his tracks there. Ball nearly pops out again. Both teams scrapping at it there in the ruck. Arabians come away with it. Now they pop it to Kemper Owens. Kemper Owens stands the defender up and low center of gravity on that run. J.J. Kissick pops it past the Westfield defense and it rolls. Arabians had advantage for high tackle. With that kick, now they will play it. They'll have a tap and go here, I believe. Maybe a kick and a touch. Let's see. They're going to discuss it here. Maybe a penalty kick as well. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to kick it into touch, I believe. Nate DeRolf kick into touch. Plays it safe. They'll have a line out about 10 meters out from the goal line. And now Garrett Peterson set to throw this line out in as the Arabians get their offense set up. Throw is up. Contested, but secured by the Arabians. Excuse me, never mind, it is stung. So we'll have a scrum down to Westfield. Ball is, I believe, knocked on there, maybe backwards. Arabians swing the ball out. Whistle blown. No release on that, following that tackle there. Jacob Rowley standing out here baffled by all the penalties. Background noise. Once again, we have a scrum down to the Arabians. They'll once again set up their offense and try and get going here. Some different personnel than the first half. They have Rainin now in the back line, as well as Braden Larimore, who came in for Hooker following his injury. It's out to Naderolf. Naderolf out the back to J.J. Kissick. J.J. Kissick on the move. Slides down after that tackle. Now Nico White pops it to the forwards here. Caden Hasty will take it down. A small, but they do their job. Now Jacob McKinley takes it. He's wrestled down after gaining a couple. Nico White pops it to Caden Hasty. Caden Hasty, solid run there, pumps the legs forward for a couple meters. Owen Skinner tries to dive in. Whistle's blown. Let's see what the call is here. Penalty on the Arabians. Westfield now will kick it into touch. Wide kick, doesn't give them much room, but they'll have a line out here around their 22, I believe just inside of their 22. To Westfield. So some more subs coming on for both sides. So now in the second half, I believe, Westfield now trying to move it up the middle. Absolutely pummeled here on these runs. Zane Davis rolls out of that tackle. J.J. Kissick gets it in and extends this Arabian lead to 29-5. Isaac Pimentel will line up another conversion kick here. Another hard kick coming up here. His first one on this side of the field today. Continues his perfect streak today. The Arabians now lead 31-5. Stops there and great defense to start. So he's going to give him a yellow card here. Jacob, despite that dangerous tackle attempt there. And now the Arabians will have good field position here as Westfield will play a man short for the next few minutes. Nate DeRolf will go to kick it into touch. Garrett Peterson will throw it in on this line out. as they'll bring on another sub here. D. Hyden comes in for Colton Johnson, getting some more fresh legs on the field. As Garrett Peterson lines up this line out. Throw is up and secured by Jacob McKinley. He was not sure what that call was, but the Arabians have the ball, and Zane Davis is on the move. Big run there by the big fella. Nico White now pops it out. J.J. Kissick has it. J.J. Kissick tossed down. As Jacob McKinley clears that ruck. Now Caden Hasty tries to swing the defender off and gets a couple. Whistle blown. A penalty on the Arabians in the ruck. Little late hit there. Now Westfield surging forward. Caden Hasty trying to get the ball. Good run for Westfield as they keep possession. D. Hyden stands him up there, driving him back. Great tackle there. That's why the Arabians bring on some fresh legs for the forwards here late in this match, as his first play in the game is a big hit. And now Westfield chips it back into Arabian territory. Braden Larimore chasing. Braden Larimore secures it. Sidestep. He'll run around the Westfield defense there, and he's brought down. Not held down, though, so the ball will continue to play. And now the ball is on the ground, picked up by Westfield. Chaos here in the last few minutes. Nico White stops him in his tracks there. Great tackle there, back on forward. Jacob McKinley now steps up. And Nico White once again with the tackle. He's all over the field today. Low pass there. Caden Hasty and company bring him down. Garrett Peterson goes for the tackle. He might have it. Garrett Peterson fighting for the ball, and he's got it as he drags the defender forward for a couple. Arabians start to move the ball. Jacob McKinley has it. Big run there. Pushes it past the 40. Trying to assert some physical dominance here. The ball pops on the ground. Arabians keep possession. Kemper Owens picks it up. J.J. Kissick pops it out wide to Rainen. Rainen on the move. Tries to offload, loses it. Westfield has it now. Now Westfield's forwards have it. Everybody looking. They pop it out. He starts to go there. Up. The Arabians lift him off the ground. And Jacob Rowley now out wide. Good tackle there by Jacob Rowley. No release there in that rush. Rolfe will kick it into touch from the spot as they take their time to set up their line out. The line out. They'll put the line out a lot closer to the Westfield goal. Garrett Peterson will throw it in about 10 meters out from the goal line. Maybe 15. Throw is up. Quick throw to Jacob McKinley. Jacob McKinley sidestep. He runs forward and surges towards the goal line. Jacob McKinley still on his feet. Taking the team all the way down there to the 5-meter line. They pop it to Zane Davis. Zane Davis falls. And he's in for the try. Arabians foot on the pedal here. Continuing to pile up the points in this second half as they extend their lead even farther. It is now 36-5 following this conversion kick by Isaac Pimentel. If he remains perfect on the day, it'll be 38-5. Right around 10 minutes left in this match. Physical match despite the score. Arabians have just managed to capitalize on turnovers. Pimentel's kick is up, and he remains perfect. What a day he has had here. Several conversion kicks and a try today. He's definitely the man of the match. A few minutes remaining on this yellow card. 4 minutes. So Westfield will play the next 4 minutes. A man short once again. Isaac Pimentel having a great game today. Younger brother of Elijah Pimentel, standout player who's been sidelined for most of the season from an injury that he sustained in football. His brother, though, keeping up the legacy here as he has had a great season for the Arabians. Now Westfield will set to kick off. Trying to get this ball back and get some more points on the board if they can. High kick. Fielded by J.J. Kissick, who delivers a big shoulder to the Westfield defense. Whistle's blown. I believe that was a double move there. Now Westfield looks like they're going to kick it in the touch here. And they'll have a line out. This line out, getting closer to the Arabian goal line. See if they can put some more points on the board here. The Arabians lead 38-5. And once again, despite the score, Westfield has played very physical today. Some good tackling and just some penalties that have held them back and let the Arabians get moving. Along with a great performance by Isaac Pimentel to just extend every lead they have by 2 more points after all these tries. And now that ball will be taken by the big fella up here in this short side of the field. Westfield's going to try and ground and pound and get this ball in. Whistle's blown. So that's going to be a penalty on the Arabians. They're going to have to be on the goal line here. That's going to be a yellow card for Reese Davis. Must have been a high tackle, I presume. So he'll join our other yellow card over here.
Hey, Ben's here. Ben's here. 5.
And so now play will resume. Westfield now. Whistle's blown once again. And that'll be a penalty on Westfield. They immediately hand the ball back to the Arabians.
I am telling him where the bin's at. I'm telling you where the bin's at. That's all. That's okay. That's fair. I'm just making sure he's not going to stay over there. That's all.
Now Nate DeRolf, absolute missile into Westfield territory. Ball pops up, fortunately for Westfield, and he delivers a big hit. Following his own kick, Nate DeRolf gets down there and levels the Westfield side. Arabians have the ball back, and then unfortunately get another turnover via penalty, but ask about yours. Yeah, it should be about up. Unfortunate call there, but still a great show of athleticism from Nate DeRolf. A boot of a kick followed by an absolute nasty hit there. Excuse me, they're going to get set here, taking their time in the line out. Line out secured by Westfield. Here comes the pressure. Arabians defense flying forward. Nico White securely tackles him. And now they get it to the short side of the field here. Jacob Rowley brings him down. Ball nearly pops out. Westfield has it. They give it to the big guy up the middle. Nico White, another hit. He's all over the place today. Bobbled pass and chopped down by the Arabians. Westfield tries to stretch it out wide. Good run there up the sideline. Westfield this time leveled by the sweeper. Braden Larimore delivers the hit there to stop that run. Westfield forwards now working it down the field. And that ball pops out, knocked on by Westfield. They lose their momentum here as we'll have a penalty, and now the Arabians on the move. J.J. Kissick pops it past the Westfield defense. Takes a favorable bounce for the Arabians. And now he immediately makes the tackle. Whistle's blown. And J.J. Kissick trying to channel his inner Nate DeRolf and chase down his own kick to make the tackle. They're going to bring it back to the first penalty on Westfield. And now Nate DeRolf's kick goes out just inside the 40 of Westfield. We'll have another line out thrown in by Garrett Peterson. That kick just sneaked out of bounds. Nearly stayed in. With some subs in the game, the Arabians will get set. Their personnel here in the line out. D. Hyden almost comes in the line out, decides to stay. DJ McCrary handles it well. Nate DeRolf pops it to Rainin. Rainin, low center of gravity, runs forward for a couple, does a somersault, and he's back on his feet. The Arabians swinging out to J.J. Kissick. J.J. Kissick sidestep, tries to offload, couldn't get it out. Whistle's blown. No release there. Arabians will have to get back 10 and give Westfield the ball with some room to run here. And the Sir will back him up even more. I believe that penalty stemmed from the sideline yelling here for the Arabian squad. Kick is back. Nearly kept in bounds by Isaac Pimentel. Once again, almost runs into a young family there. He is locked in here. Unfortunate that the sideline is that close there. It's a very physical game. It's a dangerous spot for them to be so close to the sideline. Now Westfield will throw it in. Underhand pass there. As Garrett Peterson gets the jackal. Greatly timed there. He has a knack for getting in there in the ruck at just the right time and taking that ball, and he does it once again today. Now Nate DeRolf will try and back him up once again with his foot here. Gives a little chip shot there. Not a lot of time left in this match. Arabians just going to try and keep possession if they can. Nate DeRolf pops it to Will Poley. Will Poley wrestled down. Arabians forwards piling in here. Time for chew clock formation. As Westfield will try and stifle their efforts here and try and pop one of these balls out maybe.
Main pocket.
Arabians with some options here. They can continue to do this or attempt a. I thought they might have attempted a kick there had Westfield not gotten that penalty. Let's see what they do out of this penalty. Time is up here, and that'll be the match. The Arabians with a dominant win here. Winning by over 30. Good job, Reese. As Reese Davis didn't get a chance to come back on, but he sat out those last couple minutes with a yellow card. But great show of offense here for the Arabians, playing off of their already well-known infamous defense. Isaac Pimentel with a great performance. Nate DeRolf as well. Jacob Rowley. Key players and the stars came out to play today. And now we'll have a JV match following. Make sure to tune into that.